To understand how all these Pokemon synergize together, we first have to understand what these Pokemon do. First up, we've got the backbone of all Lost Box decks. It's Comfey. Although she's not very strong, her ability is what makes her essential. If she's in active position, you're able to look at the top 2 cards of your deck and put one into your hand and the other in the Lost Zone. This is great for building up cards in your hand and the Lost Zone, and it's also just great consistency. And we do need to build up cards in the Lost Zone because of our other Pokemon, just like Cramorant and Sableye. Cramorant, for 3 energy, does 110 damage, but you see, we're not running any water energy to use this attack. The ability actually allows us to use this attack for free if we have 4 more cards in the Lost Zone, which is really strong against decks like Charizard or Dragapult because we're able to poke and take an early prize card, but against other decks like Regidrago or Raging Bolt, we're able to hit for 110 and be able to chain this attack with like a Sableye or a Radiant Charizard to take the prize cards later on. Speaking of Sableye, this is another card that depends on our Lost Zone. If we have 10 cards in the Lost Zone, which is difficult to get, but with cards like Colress, Lost Vacuum and Comfey it is possible. If we have these 10 cards in Lost Zone, for 1 energy it can spread 120 damage counters, which 120 damage isn't strong, but since we can put them wherever we want, that's what makes it really good. If your opponent has 2 lower HP Pokemon like 60 HP Pidgeys, we can just take those 2 knockouts, and that's really good for clearing boards, and also being able to set up higher knockouts with Radiant Charizard. If you put 8 damage on a Charizard EX and later on swing with Radiant Charizard, that's the 2 prizes you need. Another reason this card is super strong is because you can set up multiple prize turns. By just chipping damage across your opponent's board, you can end up taking 6 prize turns sometimes.